Okay, tubers, this is that Dana 44 that I pulled out of that 74. This is the front end. No, it's not the correct year for that truck because it has one of these here sliders, air actuators. Common thing to go bad. And as you can tell, I already unbolted it to check. But I didn't even have to do that. You can look and see how somebody beat this in like that. Well, I'll show you what that does. That causes that not to slide back and forth, so it will always be locked in. Otherwise, when this operates correctly, this is vacuum controlled, and this is what turns your little light on. This is like a early 80s front end, and this is what turns that dash light on to indicate that it's in four-wheel drive. Virtually, it's just trying to save somebody, gas money, basically. Because what it does is it air actuates and it slides that back there. See that now? Yeah, see that? It splits the axle in half. So it virtually freewheels and it's not turning the center. Yeah, that's the purpose of that. I think you find these front ends in 80, maybe 79 even. All the way up to maybe 86 or so. And yeah, I don't like these front ends because of that. The newer ones anyway. And then I thought I'd show you guys a breakdown on how to disassemble your lockouts. Okay, this front end had lockouts on it. So this piece was in here like so, and then there's a little snap ring that's on right there, but also this ring is on the inside of the hub. It keeps this from sliding out too. And the front part is just yeah, it's just Allen wrench heads, screws. And then I'm going to show you guys the proper way. There's several ways to take these, damn it. Anyway, okay. Now to remove your rotor, first thing you got to do is take off your brake caliper, which you see I took these off because I'm going to save these for cores. And I took off the front springs and I saved my bolts because those are expensive. And anyhow, these are your axle nuts. These are what holds your hub onto your axle. And let me fish one out here because I've already had this before. Okay, you see how it got them 4 notches on there? Oh heck, that one's broken. Yeah, that one's broken. Look at there, it's broke. Huh. Anyway, what a lot of people do to take these off, because they don't have the proper tool, which is not the wrong way, but it tends to chew them up or break them like that, is they use a screwdriver and they put it in there and they beat it around in a circle. But there is a proper tool, and it's called a spindle nut wrench set. And basically it's just a thing, a socket, where that just drops down on there like so, and you can use a socket wrench and take it off with. And it's always double nutted, as you can see. This is a spacer and it's also a lock, and I'll show you what I mean on that. It locks the other nut, so it will, I'll get that buck out of there. I took it apart, that way I could, threw it back together, that way I could show y'all. Anyway, see that right there? There's a little, I don't know, like thing sticking up, and that's what, all them round holes on there, that slides into there, and virtually it locks that nut to keep it from turning out. Because that other nut's supposed to be theoretically holding it in place. But if it's busted like that, it's not doing any good. Okay, then in here you got your bearings. You pull this off. That will give you access to get to your axle. Okay, this is your front axle. And then this is your retainer, and I think it's 6 screws on this, 1/2 inch, no, 9/16 bolts. You take them off, and then that slides out, okay? Now, you got full and complete access, once you get it lined up, to pull your axle straight out. But you gotta have the front end turned straight. And voila. There is a front axle. Yeah, and when you guys tend to see lots of like oil spillage up in here and you think it might be your caliper, but it's not, it never goes low on fluid, well, it's this here seal that goes bad, and what it does is it slops the axle grease. Actually, it's supposed to travel down through here, and it will leak right there. Very common. Kind of a pain in the you-know-what to get to. But anyhow, I figured I'd show you guys the breakdown on this. And that side over there virtually comes apart the same way, except for this axle comes apart here and where that slider is, because, yeah, well, I kind of got it stuck in between. There we go. Yeah, and then you fish that one out through this and just slide it on out. And basically that's how it's done. I am saving the lockouts, I'm not saving the hubs. Yeah. And I'm saving the pitman arm, and as you guys can see, I got it off already. And what holds it in place is the same as what holds your rear axle in. It's like these cone-shaped lock washers, and the pressure of the nut shoves it down in there further, which makes it more impossible to get it out. You know, safety thing. Anyhow, I just wanted to show y'all, because I know there's some younger fellows that want to learn on these, and basically that's the easy teardown of the front end. And that's your axle. Now, if I was to say, like these front ends, I'd say them axles, because I know on the 95s, 94, 95s, and 96, the 44, Dana 44 front ends, from 3/4 ton and 1/2 ton, they all take the same axle. And yeah, real common for these, the U-joints, yeah, they get worn out there, and then people keep driving it, and it just tears up the ends. Actually, I had a truck, I busted one ear off all together. Didn't even know it was bad, yeah, until it snapped when I had it in full drive. Yeah, so there's the breakdown of a 44 front end. And Jeeps, I think, have the 44s, and Fords too, and it's just different setup for attachments and stuff, but basically the same thing on the insides. And yeah, there we go. And on these actuators, I've also seen people fix them like this. I've seen them bust this air part off and take that out, this here, and I've seen them run a bolt straight through there, so it always stays in full drive. You know, it's just a weak, bad, stupid design. Yeah, it probably was one of Chrysler's things to try to save fuel. But yeah, you can get new ones of these through J.C. Whitney, I think is the cheapest. But me, they're junk to me. I don't like them because it's a weak link. Yeah. Anyhow, there you guys go.